Whoa, that's Olaf Shen.
Okay, well, now I still don't know what's... Is it Shen support into the Leona?
I think it kind of has to be.
It has to be, right?
Going back to the KT strats, Sejuani Renekton, baby.
Okay, but that is itself counter pick.
Yeah, it's not great.
It makes Peanut's life better. That's the main thing. It does
Red
not
side draft for Humble Life Esports looks kind of okay, but T1, they're cooking. So jump onto the rift.
It's still going to be 3-point E. Has Scorch as well. Mana Flow, nothing too crazy there.
Yep, it's still sorcery, so we're still counting
You can just back, rotate to top, get a turret, and TP back towards bot lane to catch the wave. As we do have a little bit of a fight here.
Yeah, Delight is already in position. That's going to mean that Oner has to flash to get himself out of the way. That is actually huge. Delight just existing gets a flash. Pretty well played there, and still looking for a little bit more value.
Reinforcements are on the way. I'm not too sure about this one, but it looks like...
Okay, Keria just going in, can mitigate a lot of this, but Faker's going to move over. That is so much Spirit Fire value. The flash out from Peanut, and Delight is going down low. Doran now trying to tank things up as Keria might be taken down, but he gets the shield as he pulls back the scalpel, and there it is, the Spirit Fire. Last hit for first blood for Faker. Does have a few stacks built up already, so looking kind of all right, but it looks like T1, they have their eyes set on this Infernal Drake. Should be able to take that one down as Delight is in the area, but Peanut is not, so they're not going to be able to stop this. Peanut is just going to have to trade it for some grubs that are going to be coming up now.
His Shen's dash always feels like it goes a little bit further than it actually does, as we do see 2 grubs being taken here by Humble Life, so still not be proactive on the map. And
Keria.
Never mind.
River Shen.
A lot of plays that are going to go down. We'll see when Doran has the read, because as of right now, he doesn't.
Well, he is going to get taunted. Beat drop does come through. There's the Encore, and Doran is just dead. Didn't have a chance to do anything at all.
He did not get the message, in fact, and he found out too late, unfortunately for him. Ends up going down, and now the swap's worth it.
Yeah.
So, easy.
Sometimes you make the weird play so that your opponent doesn't expect that that play was made, and then you can capitalize. And that's precisely what T1 just did on Humble Life Esports. So getting back to this top lane is going to be a rough one.
Oh, that's a 4-man dive.
Yep, looking for an opportunity. Ragnarok is up and available as he has thrown it down. Mega Inferno Bomb, pretty difficult to outplay that one, and it's Mom that's able to lock down the kill. Still, Zeus gets one back as Peanut couldn't tank the turret forever. And he is stacking, stacking, stacking. 80 already here at 9 minutes. Isn't too bad. And these sneezes are starting to hurt. As Delight's moving in, there's the flash. Zenith Blade gets the flash out from Faker. And Delight just taking some summoner spells. Well played, Peanut. Looking for his go here. Level 7. There's the flash. Arctic Assault. And the Permafrost comes down. Peanut once again tanking the turret. And that is going to be Zeka getting a stack and a kill at the same time. Avoiding getting queued. Viper is going to take this turret. Goodbye, turret. It has been nice knowing you. Boo-boo. And 10 minutes, right? What that means.
They still have a bunch of time, so they can just rotate him to mid, rotate him to top.
Yeah.
Looks like T1 will be able to get to, Humble Life, able to get to free grubs here. They do push Peanut off. They do have to give him a dragon, but Dragon in himself, not the end of the world. Oh,
X-Tech going to come through. Yeah, Guma is in a whole host of trouble. That's too many circles, and Viper is able to lock down the kill before the Smolder comes in and steals it away. Might actually be a negative, just for getting as much value as possible, but I think he deserved that one. And Humble Life Esports is also able to defend their outer turret in the mid lane. Oner comes on over. They will be able to even out the grubs most likely. It does do a fair bit of damage here, as we can see. Viper starting to get to work with that Luden's already built up. And everyone is going to turn up. That is, Nasa's turned into a ragdoll and thrown about the place. And you can see Faker there in the player camp, not happy about how that one went, as it is brother versus brother. Never mind, as Zeus is, of course, an Olaf, and he is just going to be able to take down the Renekton. No worries there at all. Delight now underneath this turret, not exactly where he wants to be, because Oner is turning up as well. T1 kind of taking matters into their own hands as they look to get rid of Delight, who is able to taxi his way out. Keria is going to trade 1 for 1. That was gorgeous from the Leona player, but they're still going to lose an outer turret in the top lane. Not even at all.
Well, we're going to be keeping an eye out for that. That's going to be a big moment.
T1 have also taken more play call, which is kind of nutty, as Peanut's going to turn up. That is Ragnarok popped here from Zeus, but it's going to run out very quickly, and Delight is, of course, exactly where he needs to be. The Shield of Daybreak comes down, and there is the Mega Inferno Bomb. It's Eclipse that manages to pop and take the kill, as Zeka is now flapping over a wall, and Faker's like, I wanted to flash, but I can't flash. I could. Yep. And now the Rift Herald is going to go down from Oner. That's going to buy them some space, looking for this Soul Point. Viper should be able to at least eliminate the minion wave. This will get a charge, as we can see. He's going to have to spend some time poking Shelly in the eye, and that is going to allow T1 to start this one up. Faker on the bottom side of the map, teleport to come in here from the Renekton. And Harmalife Esports, they really want to fight for this. The Ziggs rotating over, of course. Viper does have a lot of range, so he can affect these team fights as Oner ball breaker now on cooldown for the next couple of seconds, and Doran gets into position. That's an ulti out. The Encore goes entirely wide, and that is the Smolder going down. They do get rid of the Olaf, but have they done enough? The flash over the wall from Viper. Peanut desperately chasing after Oner because they want to take down this smite. The Dragon all but forgotten right now, but Harmalife Esports still doing so much damage as the Seraph Shield does go off. And Keria actually hopping back into the pit here. Does, of course, have the Shadow Dash and use that to get back over the wall.
Yeah, there's a lot of teleports available, Atlas. A lot of sums being used for Harmalife, though. But if they get this Dragon, that might be a worthwhile investment.
5
6 seconds on Zeus.
Yeah, he is going to be coming in very, very quickly, is the Smolder. You're talking about the Viking as well, Harmalife Esports. I think this Dragon does belong to them, but T1, can they find a fight? No Ragnarok here for Zeus, and there is a lot of CC. Beat gets dropped, but doesn't really do too much there. And the Achu does come down. So that's going to be T1 taking down an outer turret in the mid lane. They trade that for the Hextech Drake.
And the Seraphine doesn't actually get that Dream ultimate where everyone is charmed and you do have a lot of time. So it ends up being a relatively even trade. Dragon going over to Harmalife is a colossal win. My main question is, can they punish the lack of sums? Because that is the one big advantage that T1 got out of that.
Yeah, well, Doran is going to have to use his dominance here, but does get the 90 gold from the cannon. You like to see that.
But you can, in theory, just put Zeus in the side lane. No one can match him. And then if someone does try, Keria just ults in.
Well, Keria is going to have to flash. Does get an ulti for his trouble.
Gets 2, actually, but it's... You know, I think having flash on Shen actually is a pretty big deal.
Immediately, Vision does go down. Viper does have his ulti up and available. Let's see whether he can actually connect it here. As T1 in position, the Achu comes down. There is the ulti onto the Smolder, the Solar Flare, just to get rid of Oner. And look at that! The Viking runs in and immediately pops like a balloon. There's just too much damage here, and it's a double kill for the Smolder as a result. That Hexgate from Keria is going to be able to get him over his side of the map. But now Zeka could be in trouble. Gumayusi needs to be respected. The Spirit Fire comes down as well. That's Narnia, Peanut. That's not where you want to throw the ultis, but you can see Viper able to keep them at bay. Still, Harmalife Esports health bars are getting down very, very low. And I don't think they're going to be starting off a Baron.
Yeah,
the Hextech Dragon has been pulled out. The rest of T1 moving over. Delight is going to spot Oner here as they take the Hexgate in. Zeus is going to turn up as now Peanut down to half health. Faker also having to flash to get himself out of the way, and Delight down to 50%. Solar Flare is going to connect. Gumayusi doesn't find the ulti as Mega Inferno Bomb does a lot of damage to him, and now Hanwha, they get control of the Dragon. Oner is looking to move in, but he's not able to lock that one down, and look at the damage from Zeka. He's found his window and will be able to take down the Shen. And now Harmalife Esports is just clean up. Faker is going to get permafrosted, and it looks like he will get chased down. There's just too much CC, too much opportunity, and once again, Zeka is just getting so fed in this game.
Still 10 seconds before he's alive, and I don't know if Zeus and Guma, especially without the ult for Guma, can do anything about this. Keria's on his way, almost as his ult, but...
Oh, doesn't find a Zenith Blade as now. Let's see whether the Olaf can actually get this one done, as Zeka just says flap, and he'll get himself out of the way. Look at Viper, he's just standing on a satchel to make sure he can't get CC no matter what happens, but the Smolder does fall down. And the flash from Gumayusi comes in. He's going to be able to get that high note, lands it onto Doran.
Wait.
And Harmalife are not able to get the Baron. They lose 2.
They might be able to mash.
The beat is going to get dropped. Okay, so now T1, they're back in the driver's seat, and I have no idea how they do it.
Faker, press that R button, please. Please, we gotta chunk through this. They're still at the ready.
Yeah, Peanut is just going to look for a red buff and then hopefully come in for a steal. Oner is going to be there, so it's going to be a 50-50. Viper is also there as well. This is real dicey. Throws in the satchel. Delight's going to get in there. There is Keria over the wall with the taunt, but it's a little bit too early. They're going to look to try and take him down. The blast cone does come in. Peanut, can you actually get in there? It's the cease and desist. Peanut still surviving for such a long time. Mega Inferno Bomb not quite doing it. And now it's the Ziggs versus Goomer and Faker. Let's see whether the Viper can actually try and take this down. It's down to 1,000. Oh God, the bombs. The satchel's not enough. And Faker with all the stacks is able to cue the Baron to death. Zeus really choosing his correct angle. It's down to 200. Faker just cues it. And Ben looking to get away. This lane in the top side. Doran is going to face check Keria. And this is probably a dead Renekton. And by probably, I mean definitely. Everybody else just getting themselves the heck out of here.
Actually really cute from Keria. So he walked into Doran and then taunted back so that Doran would walk into him. Which, they have Baron buff, like they can basically equalize the gold. Again, is that enough? I don't know. But they should be able to turn the look at the timers on the Red Bull Baron power play and the Hextech Drake. They should be able to get soul point.
As it was earlier in the game. As now Keria possibly out of position is going to be able to get himself out of the way. And now Ona, he's started up this Drake. Hanwha, they're just looking to try and get this fight working out as Keria has to flash to get out of the way of Zeka. And now Peanut just biding his time. Zeus looking for the angle. It's going to be that 50-50 like you were talking about, but it's Peanut that locks down the Dragon. Ona unable to flash the mom damage, but does at least get himself out of the way in the Fury of the Sands. Here from Faker as he walks away from the fight. T1 do not want to push any further forward than they have to, especially with nothing left on the table.
You see the smolder value there as well, Atlas. The fact that you can just queue for Dragon.
He's 8-2-2.
Percentage pen that you just kill Nasus before he gets to Q you twice as owner.
All right, Peanut just bypasses him. The Solar Flare going to connect, and they get the priority target. Oh man, I thought they were going to focus Ona, but instead they get the Seraphine, the flash forward from Peanut to make sure Ona cannot escape. They'll take his GA, and then they'll take his life. The satchel put in place, and Zeka's able to lock it down. I think Peanut may have just got him a POG with that one. That was gorgeously played. Doran now looking to take down his brother, actually, in this moment. As Faker on the Nasus is just looking to hold the wave, but Hanwha Esports, they just want to kill a Baron.
It doesn't get out. Ends up going down.
Let's hear it from Peanut's perspective. Yeah, he just turned on a dime. Just said, oh no, we can just kill Seraphine to close it out. As Peanut to try and escape here as Zeus moving on in. We'll be able to put on a fair bit of pressure, and Keria gets over as well. Peanut isn't exactly a priority target, and now Doran's going in, looking for the angles here. The Permafrost comes down, and Ona, no GA anymore, and is just going to be cut down where he stands. His timer is exactly the same as that of the Dragon, so he's not going to be there for the Hextech Soul. And meanwhile, Zeker's just kind of winning the game, I guess. Taking down this inhibitor turret and inhibitor in the bottom lane. Some teleports being used, but I think Hanwha Esports just have winning the game on their minds right now. Teleports have come in from Doran as well, and now Delight, I think he's found Zeus, who is just going to get chain CC'd. I mean, he's an Olaf. That's Olaf. So he doesn't really get chain CC'd, but he has to use it, and now he's able to take down the Leona. That's not your base gate, so getting out here is going to be difficult. However, both of them can make it over walls, and so Doran and Delight are just dead. That's a lot of Ds.
That might be enough for T1 to contest.
Well, Keria's just going to flash to get the taunt onto Zeka, but he just dies. Zeus is now in trouble. One sneeze from Zeka and he will be dead, although the sneezes do about 50% of anyone's health bar. So that would make some sense. As Owner has come in with the base gate, there is a phenomenal arm guard utilized here from Zeka. Immediately flashes after him and burns him to death. Straight out of the death chamber, straight back in again. And Owner is unfortunately not going to be able to deny this Hextech Soul. So somehow, after losing Delight and Doran for basically free, they still overextend, and it is going to be a Quadra Hextech Soul.
Need to try and catch him off guard somehow, as this is it!
Yeah, Faker is going to walk over a ward, though. Doran is chasing after him, and Hanwha Esports, they know exactly what's going on. Base gates! Sorry, Hextech gate to get Faker out of there, and everyone really wants to try and kill him as Doran's going to get into the brush. That is going to stop the teleport, and Faker, he does have Asterix. It's mano y mano. Doran is looking to try and take him down, is going to be able to blast cone his way out. And Faker is taking them on a merry jaunt through their own base. Doran is the one tasked with stopping him.
We're TPing? Okay, now that's just straight disrespect.
This is very weird. They really want to kill Faker as Viper is going to satchel him, and Faker is dead. Down in the bottom lane, Peanut just going to usher in those super creeps as this turret not long for the world. Viper does so much damage. Even like per auto, it's like half an inhibitor worth of damage, and they can also slow them perpetually. They have Hextech Soul, and so T1 lose an inhibitor in the mid lane as well. Yeah, but then they have Baron to defend their base, and they utilize that to get a positional advantage around the Elder as Solar Flare is going to connect onto Faker. He takes the kitchen sink. The mum damage kind of massive there as well as Fury of the Sands keeps him alive. But Ona doesn't have one of those, unfortunately. Down to the GA. Once again, Zeka just says, no, you're not ulting me. That is just not something you're allowed to do. And now the Viking trying to get on top of him, but Zeka's just not even taking damage. He gets a triple kill in the fight, and Faker and Guma, they realize that I think it's just not quite going to work out. Delight trying to look for him. He flashes over the base gate. There isn't anybody else there, but he is also so tanky, I don't even think it matters. Maybe someone else doesn't even really need to be there because Mega Inferno Bomb has infinite range. He once again goes in looking for Faker. He won't be able to tank up that last turret shot, but he's still able to get the work done. And now Gumayusi is not able to defend the base, and the game is over. Humble Life Esports will move to match point in the series. And, you know, if you watch the KT series, that one, if you're a KT fan, is going to hurt your feelings, but otherwise it's going to feel a bit like justice here as Zeka and Viper did a lot of damage. Somehow, Zeka wasn't quite able to do as much as Viper, but I think the he just did a lot of inherent damage this game, and I think the Ziggs needs to be...